Good morning. I have not worked on the van for a while. I've had a lot of other things going on, 4th of July, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually running for the board of directors out here where I live. I was on it 3 years ago and I decided to run for it. So this coming the 12th, Sunday, we're having the voting. So anyways, blah, blah, blah. I was having problems with my transmission. It wasn't shifting into overdrive. I brought it to 2 different transmission shops and they couldn't figure out why. Well, a few months back, there was just this big old glob of wires and everything, and it was for the, it's called a wig-wag system. It makes the lights flash that, like when you're working on the side of the road, flashing lights, amber lights. This used to be a Caltrans van. Well, my buddy Michael came over and helped me take a lot of this out. You can see there's still a mess of weird stuff up here. And when we disconnected the wig-wag system, we didn't reattach a ground. I've got a ground here, and we didn't reattach the ground. So this right here, we put that ground wire on. The transmission works now. It was just grounded. The grounding was bad. The speedometer wasn't working. It was all erratic, just jumping up and down when I was driving. And the oil pressure was pegged full oil pressure. The temperature gauge would go up and peg full. And my voltmeter wasn't even reading at all. Now everything works, all because of one ground wire. So that's a good lesson for me and for everybody else. Make sure you have a good ground. I was grounding, making sure the body is, the motor's grounded to the frame and the battery's grounded to the body. But what I'm doing now is I'm looking inside here. So I've already replaced the little plastic grommets that hold the windshield wipers. There's a rod that goes across here. I'll have to take all this off. And that's what makes this go back and forth. So when the motor turns, this one goes back and forth and that one works. Well, I'm having a hard time trying to find the part. It broke again. And another thing I'm going to do today, I'll at least get that taken apart to see what the heck I've got. But this one drawer, if I take a left-hand turn pretty sharp, that drawer wants to slide out. So I went to Home Depot and bought some flat magnets. This is supposed to be a 2-pack. Someone opened it up and stole one of them out of here, and they didn't have any more, but I'm at least going to use one. They sold it to me for half price and mount it on the drawer and on the frame, and hopefully that's enough to hold it in place. And when they get more, I'll put 2 more on there. So other than that, nothing really rattles or moves around. So just something to do on the van. I still have to get my wife to help me make the curtains for this, and that would be nice. I'm going to keep bugging her, but we'll talk to you guys soon. Let me see what happens if I can get this thing done. I got the magnet installed on the cabinet in the drawer, and it does help. I think if I can get more, I'll put more just in case. The other doors are spring loaded, so they stay closed. It's just that drawer when I take a sharp left. And then I had a wire that I needed to put to a key on position. So inside here is the fuse block or fuse box, and it's for this little power pack which turns all my lights on. So my lights have not worked, well, they worked once when I just did it direct, but now I've got it into the fuse block with a key on fuse. So that's set up. I went to Napa. I'm gonna have to try somewhere else to look for, there's a little plastic rubber grommet that's got a, I don't know what it is, it's a little key on it, and that hooks on here. And I thought, oh, well, no problem. I will just run it with just the driver's side windshield wiper. Well, it doesn't work that way. This rod here attaches way over here. Let me shrink this up. Way over here. So the rod in the back runs both of these. So I'm gonna have to try and find something. Unfortunately, I wish it was some way I could put a threaded bolt on it, then a washer, and then I won't have to worry about that anymore. I might try and take the whole thing apart and see what happens, but we shall soon see. Okay, I've got the key on switch set up, which is on a toggle switch now. I had to drill a hole in the bottom of this box because I didn't want to have to take all this stuff out of the way. And I've got the wire running out of the bottom of the box. So I had to go to Home Depot and buy these barrel connectors, which you can plug and unplug, which is right here. And I'll unplug that, and I have to take the cover completely off. It'll come off how it is, but if I have to take it completely off and set it down, I can do that. So that was good. Now it's hooked up to that switch, which goes up to that little keypad right there, that light pad. And when I turn it on, boom, lights are on. So the top 4 little pads are to the lights that I have installed at the time, or at this time. And off, and now it's not draining my battery. But that's cool. I will zip tie probably this a little bit to tighten it up a little bit. Who knows, I'll get something just to hold it in place. Oh, there's a place for a screw right there. I'll do that, but my little 12-volt refrigerator fits right there, which will hide most of the stuff. So I'm happy with that. There is one wire somewhere that goes to the 2 backlights in the back that I need to trace down and find out why that's not turning on. It worked when I tested it here, but I'm thinking I might have a loose connection inside that box. But that's one little thing off the list for all the little tiny problems that I've got. So I put 2 zip ties on it, one there and one there, and then 2 clamps to hold it in place so it doesn't look quite so hokey. Very good. All right. Hopefully I can find that other wire and make the backlights work. We'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Good morning. A little van update. So when I bought the van, it didn't have a spare tire. It had a jack, but it was way too small. But I was looking for the matching rim, which this is. And I had all my buddies looking for it. We were checking a lot of the ranches out here that the farmers buy old Caltrans Dodge pickups. And I'm thinking this is a late 90s rim. But anyways, my buddy, he worked for a 4x4 shop, and he looked through all their rims and their, the ones they take off before they put the fancy ones on, and they didn't have anything. So we kept looking, and it's been a couple months, and they have a big metal scrap pile at his shop, and he was getting ready, I guess they recycle it all, and getting ready to clean that up, and there was 4 of these rims in the bottom of the pile. He said he'd never seen them before. He's been there for years. So he brought them home to me. So I finally have a spare tire. What a good feeling that is. Not that I need them for a long time, but you never know. So just chipping away at little things. So there's your little bit of an update. Here's another little project. So I've been driving the van around a lot. It's starting to break in, all the front end and everything that we lifted and all that stuff is starting to be a lot smoother. And I notice my head hits up here. So I'm going to build a little pad. I've got a little bit more of that fabric left over. I'm gonna build a little pad that I can put up there. So heaven forbid I get in an accident, I'll at least hit that padded little square that I'm gonna put up there instead of my head on the cabinet. So let's see how this turns out. This is what I found. I had some of this, I guess it's 3/4 inch or 5/8 inch foam pad. There's a piece of it down there. And I cut it into the size of the squares and then glued them all together. This is the board here that is going to go on the cabinet, and I'm going to drill a hole here and a hole here. It's going to be offset a little bit from the cabinet, but it will be even with the back headrest of the seat. So now I'm going to drill the holes out, get the bolts in, pre-mark them, and drill the holes out in the cabinet also. Well, this is it so far. So it will fit like this up over the headrest. So I've got that. It's not too bad, a little wrinkly, but not bad, really tight. I just need to get this part tucked in and cut away and then try and install it. Another little project complete. That'll make a difference. It'll suck if I'm wearing a cowboy hat, but oh well, take it off. But much better than having whiplash if I do get in an accident. Doesn't look too bad. It's a tiny bit crooked, but I am not taking it apart. There you go, just a quick little update. Another little thing I did is the attachment points on this countertop were in the middle on both sides and on the end, and I didn't have enough room between the sink and the wall of the counter, or the cabinet itself. So what I did is I lifted it up because this was rattling. I could hear it when I'm going down the road, making me crazy. So I lifted it up, stuck a pair of pliers in there, got liquid nails and ran it across the top. And then I got my little pin nailer out and nailed that sucker in place. So I'm chipping away at all the little stuff. All right, exciting. So I found this custom carpet place that has the carpet kit for my year of van. I looked everywhere for the longest time, couldn't find anything. I was actually looking for a rubberized floor. They had it for my van, but they weren't sure it was a direct fit, so that if it didn't fit, I couldn't return it. But the carpet kits are a direct fit, and if for some reason I don't like it, I can return it. So I ended up getting these floor insulators I'm going to put around the engine compartment and on the floor of the van, and then this carpet kit. I ordered it July 8th and I got it today, which is I think the 24th. So it's 95 degrees out right now, and I think I'm going to try and take the seats out and possibly get the covering on the floor, maybe the carpet in, we'll see. I'm gonna take it out and let it relax a little bit, and maybe I'll even put it in tonight when it cools down. I had to come back out at 8 o'clock at night. It is 84 degrees. The sun's not on me, so it's not too bad. So I got the seats undone. I need to vacuum it really good. I'm probably gonna take that little wire cover off, and then I need to stick on all my soundproofing and temperature proof little panels. So it's not an exact fit. It's like super long, because I'm sure it doesn't go up over the vents over there. I'm just gonna tuck it into the floor, and it has a ton to go way up in there, but that goes over the doghouse a little bit. I'm thinking that's it. We'll see. I need to take it out now. Now I know where my line is right here. I'll go an inch back so I can put these foam pads down. So I'll take it out and put those on and then go from there. That's as far as I got. I have a little piece and a half over there, or maybe 2 half pieces to finish, but it's 9 o'clock, 77 degrees out, and now that it's cooled down, the mosquitoes are out eating me alive. So I'll finish that tomorrow, and hopefully the carpet. We have carpet. So it needs to relax a little bit. I think I'm going to get some double stick tape for carpet and run it along this edge here and probably around the doghouse. So it doesn't come out perfect, but those are the dimensions that they have for this, so it's all right. I'm happy with that. I'll get the seats in there and see how it looks. Here we go. So it's all installed. The carpet around the doghouse is just sitting up there. I think I'm going to get some double stick Velcro and get that taken care of. But I'm real happy with that, how it fits in there. Let me walk around the other side. But it's coming along. I'm super happy. I will put some double stick tape in between the 2 seats just so no one trips over it, mainly me. But I'm happy with that. So this is the end of this video. I try not to make them too long, but this one's a little longer than normal. But you guys all have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.